Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figure It Out Productions. The following video is part of our Quick Shoot series.
Hey everybody, sorry this episode's a day late. I have not been feeling particularly well lately. Anyway, we're just going to go ahead and proceed with the new episode of PlayLoad, so welcome. The first thing I picked up this month, and this is October of 2012, that's all the pickups this month, God of War, the God of War collection for the PS3. It consists of God of War 1 and 2 in high definition, which is pretty cool. I never had them for the PS2, so it's cool to have them for the PS3 now. I really look forward to playing these, because I'm told these are really good, and I did a blind buy. You know, they were cheap, or it was cheap, so I decided just, what the hell, I'm just going to go for it. Moving on, I got this I got Shining Force EXA for the PS2, made by Sega. I got this at the same place that I picked up God of War collection, actually. This is also very cheap. I think this is like an RPG, which, honestly, I'm not really into RPGs, but, again, Sega, and I was like, well, what the hell, I'll get it. It is cheap. Moving on, I got Phantasy Star Online Episode 3, Card Revolution for the GameCube. This is going to sound like a recurring pattern here, but I have not played this either. And again, I got it because Sega made it. This is it supports progressive scan, and is one of, I think, only like 3 games on the GameCube that supports the broadband adapter, so that's pretty cool. Phantasy Star fans, I don't know much about this game. How good is this? I always hear everyone talk about the first two, or, well, Phantasy Star Online, parts 1 and 2, the ones on the Dreamcast. People always seem to really like those. I never really heard a whole lot about this one, so you guys tell me, what do you think of this series? Then I picked up Super Mario Sunshine. I have actually played this. I know, you're thinking, like, why didn't I already have this game? It's Super Mario Sunshine. Well, I don't know. It's a relatively expensive game, and I finally found it at like a reasonable rate, so I said, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm finally going to get this game. And this one's, it's not bad. It's not great. It didn't really live up to Super Mario 64, in my opinion anyway. But, yeah, it was pretty good. You just go around and like clean up messes with this like backpack of water and stuff. Although I'm assuming most of you kind of already know that. This one would probably be worth it if you can get it for cheap, but the average rate for this game is like about $20, and I didn't. $20 for this game, I don't know. I don't know if I would do it, but if you get it for like 15, 10, definitely. Moving on, I got Beyond Good and Evil for the Xbox, the original Xbox. I'm told this game is incredible. I have not really had time to play it, but this game also is on the PS2 and on the GameCube. They just re-released this in HD on the Xbox Live Arcade and probably the PlayStation Network. But I like having an actual disc. I really do not like downloading games. I think that's bullshit. But yeah, so with that in mind, I got it for the original Xbox. But unfortunately, it is not 360 compatible, which sucks. But it was cheap, so always go for games that are cheap, especially when you hear they're very good. Grabbed by the Ghoulies. This might be the only somewhat appropriate Halloween-themed game here. Although it's not a particularly scary game, it has ghoulies, ghosts, monsters, what have you. Made by Rare, one of the few games Rare actually made while they were still Rare for Microsoft, from the creators of Donkey Kong Country and Banjo-Kazooie, before they got utterly destroyed. I played this for a little bit. It definitely has that Rare style to it. I'd like to play it some more and really get into it, because I like a lot of Rare's games, especially like Conker's Bad Fur Day, but this is not Conker's Bad Fur Day. This is Grabbed by the Ghoulies. Sneakers. This is a retarded children's game. I should never have gotten this. The only reason I did is it's an exclusive of Toys R Us. Right there, you can see that. And exclusive games, generally, I would think are worth more money. But this one is not. And how often do you actually see games that are exclusive to a toy store? That's kind of weird. But this was really, really cheap. So I thought, maybe down the line, this will be worth something. But I sincerely doubt it. Alright, moving on. I got some games for the Sega Saturn here. I got Sega Rally Championship, International Rally, I don't know. Boxed, which is good, although the box is typical Sega Saturn game case, not in the greatest of condition, but, you know, not horrible. It's a decent game. This game has been re-released a few times. It was on I think they put it on the PS2, and I think it's on Xbox Live Arcade now, actually. If you like racing games, which I don't, you would probably like this because it's considered pretty good amongst, racers. But I don't really like racing games, so I can go without it. But it's just nice to have yet again another boxed Sega Saturn game. Croc, Legend of the Gobos. I played this game for quite a bit. I thought this was really, really fun. I really like platformers, and this really has mid-90s platformer written all over it. Well, 3D platformer. And I could, if I had more time, I'm sure I'd play this and really, really get into it. This was a lot of fun. I think this is also on the PS1, and it might be on some other systems, possibly like the 3DO. But Saturn, complete, nice boxed copy. Very happy to have this, and I don't recall paying a whole lot for it. I think it was relatively cheap. I think I got all these Saturn games at the same place, so that was cool. Tunnel B1. Man, this is another... Saturn had so many fucking horrible games, and this was one of them. This was like, you just drive around, and you're just like, from the perspective of like a tank or something, and you're just like shooting at stuff. And this was just not a pleasant gaming experience. And there's a reason I got this for like 99 cents. So, yeah, that's about that. Soviet Strike for the Sega Saturn. This is I don't know, another one of those helicopter shooter games, or helicopter pickup games. These were ridiculously popular in the 90s for some reason. And I'm glad they died a horrible, horrible death. EA seemed to make a million of these things. I can't get into them at all. I don't understand what their appeal is. You just play as a helicopter and you fly over and you have to blow stuff up or you have to pick people up or something, which sounds more fun than it actually is. Maybe it's better when you have those mission sticks they always recommend using, but I don't know. I've just never got into it. If you've played like Desert Strike or, I mean, anything about EA that's like about helicopters, then you've played this game. This is just with the former Soviet Union involved. Anyway, Battle Arena Toshinden Remix. This is a fighting game. I think this series needs to make a comeback. This is pretty cool. This is kind of like Tekken in a lot of ways, and I enjoyed this version a lot. It's got some extra characters, exclusive version, new character, new moves. Actually, back in the day when I was younger, I played this on the PlayStation a lot, except I played the PlayStation version. I always played as Duke. I thought he was cool. I think that's him right there, actually. No, that's him right there. Not that you can really see that. But yeah, I like this game a bit. You know, I should play it more. I like fighting games, but nothing will ever unseat Dead or Alive for me. Dead or Alive is my favorite fighting game series. Over here, for the Xbox 360, I got Doom 3 BFG Edition. I got this for free. I made a video for Machinima. Christopher Walken plays Doom 3, and they send us the games from time to time, and this is one of them. I have not actually played this yet, but it's basically just Doom 3 with better graphics and extra missions, and it comes with Doom 1 and 2 as bonus features, so that's pretty cool, and I'm just happy to have it. Moving on, Batman Arkham City Game of the Year Edition comes with all sorts of cool bonus content. This game is a lot of fun. Sequel to Batman Arkham Asylum, which was also a really fun game. And yeah, this is a game. If you can get this new, then do that. If you can do that for cheap, because then you'll get all the DLC for free, which is awesome because there's a lot of DLC in this game. And this is a very highly recommended game, and for good reason. It's just a lot of fun. And if you can get your hands on it, especially new, do it. Moving on, another Batman game, Lego Batman 2, DC Superheroes. I love those Lego games. I think they're awesome, despite the fact that they're kind of aimed for kids. They are a lot of fun. And I've actually done a video in which I've played some of these games with a Dreamcast controller on a 360. And they lend themselves to that because of just the sheer lack of buttons they require. And I don't know, I just think they're a hell of a lot of fun, and I love all of them, except for like Lego Rock Band, because I don't like Rock Band, but the rest are all great. And I think anybody should just go out and pick those up, because usually they're pretty cheap too. And so this was good as well. I mean, you just play as, Batman, and of course it's got all the other DC characters. There's Superman there, and that's awesome. So again, pick it up if you can. And continuing on that, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. I believe, I haven't played this one yet, but I'm sure it'll kick ass, because they always do. And I think it's just based on the trilogy. I don't know if the fourth movie is involved or not. But, yeah, so pick this one up as well. I would recommend it, again, if it's cheap, just because I'm frugal and I like to save money on this kind of stuff. But, yeah, this is quality product here. Or at least I'm assuming it will be, because these games never seem to let up. Moving on, I got Bible Adventures for the NES. There's some Halloween stuff for you. This is a pretty scary game. The AVGN did a video of this. It's a horrible, horrible, terrible game. And for good reason. It's Bible Adventures. Look at it. It's on a pirate cart. I mean, I couldn't believe when I actually saw this in a store. And it was really, really cheap. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting that. And that's going to be a really hilarious addition to my collection. But that's all it is. Other than that, get it away from me. Donkey Kong Country 3. Really glad to pick this up. I got Donkey Kong Country 1 a couple months ago, finally, and I was like, well, I need to complete the trilogy. Saw this in a store, I think it was a Goodwill, actually, and it was, I want to say like $4, and I was like, oh, I'm so getting that. And there you go, Donkey Kong Country 3. That is a very high-quality trilogy. Highly recommend it to anyone who has a Super Nintendo. Pick up the Donkey Kong Country games, especially the second one. That's absolutely the best one. Moving on, Quest 64. I hear this game's pretty good. Actually, my girlfriend kind of made me buy this. She said it was a really good game and that I should totally pick it up. So, to my girlfriend, this one's for you. You can play it at your leisure. Down here, Clay Fighter 63 and a third. Label's a little bit ripped up, but for the price, I wasn't going to complain. There's two versions of this, actually. There's this, and there's the Sculptor's Cut. If you have the Sculptor's Cut, congratulations, because you have something worth quite a bit of money. It was exclusive to Blockbuster only, so that version is worth a lot of money. This one is not. So, yeah, if you have it and you don't want it, message me. I would love to take Sculptor's Cut off your hand. And then I got Mick and Mac as the Global Gladiators, complete in the box for the Sega Genesis. This is a video game, platformer video game, licensed by McDonald's. I don't know what... Oh yeah, 90s Radical McDonald's. I don't know why they changed their logo for this. McDonald's, for whatever reason, really got into video games at some point in the 90s. I know they made a couple games for the NES, and they made a couple for the Genesis. Ronald McDonald's Treasureland Adventure for the Genesis, one of my favorite games ever on the Genesis. It really just blows you away how good that game is. But this one, I haven't had enough time to play it, but it seemed pretty cool in the limited amount of time that I did play it. And again, I just don't understand why they changed their logo to, like, is that to appeal to children? I don't know. But, whatever. And then finally, something that's really, really scary, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, because Michael Jackson, we love you, but you were a terrifying man. Complete in the box. This is a really funny game. This game helped to make the Sega Genesis, popular, because Michael Jackson, people are like, oh, I love Michael Jackson, he recommends this system, let's go get it. And it's just a platformer with Michael Jackson in it. It's got a lot of like officially licensed music, and you can see there's people like playing, or there's thrillers happening there, and you fight zombies and bad guys as Michael Jackson. There's a part where I think he turns into a car. It's really a weird game, but it's oddly addictive. And over here, I picked up 3 systems. I got a Nintendo 64, no idea if it works, and a purple GameCube, again, no idea if it works, and a silver GameCube with the component port, finally, and again, I have no idea if it works. I picked up all 3 of these in a Goodwill, not much money, so I haven't restored them or anything. I just wanted you to see that these are what I got. I have not had time to do anything with them at all. So, but the reason I picked up the N64 is it had the expansion pack in it, which is awesome, because these things are worth like $40. So, very happy about that. So even if the system doesn't work, which I'm sure it does, that alone would make the purchase worth it. And these, I'm betting I can fix them if they need it. And so I'll probably clean these up, but I don't think I'm going to do videos on that, because you guys have already seen me clean up an N64. You guys have seen me clean up a GameCube. You don't need to see that again. So, that'll about do it for the month of October 2012. And thanks everybody for watching. I hope you had a good Halloween. Bye everybody.